I think it starts actually a step before that in universities and trainees while they're on placement, where they can provide almost like the education of mental health and well-being and help them recognize what some of the signs are, not only in themselves, but also their colleagues as well. For me, it always comes back to creating a psychologically safe space. And so when staff are in a space where they feel safe enough to speak up, then that's something that they can do to really prevent part of their mental health deteriorating. But I think it's flexible working, you know, so that they can really get that work-life balance. I was sharing earlier about the impact of moral injury. You know, some of the cases that I've heard over the years where staff are massively torn because they're having to make a decision about which equipment to use with which patient, and there's limited equipment. So adequate resources as well. And I think understanding exactly what psychological health is, you know, and psychological safety. I think there's a huge myth around it in some organizations. You know, people think it's really soft, really fluffy stuff. And yet a lot of the public inquiries into some organization failures have cited workplace culture as, you know, one of the key determinant factors in that. So it's really, really understanding that and also embedding civility in the workplace. What I often say to organizations is you don't have to feel kind to be kind. You know, kindness is an act, the same way civility can be an act. But if that's embedded in policies, you know, I don't know, within 5 foot, you greet somebody, you hold the door open, you know, if these kinds of things are embedded into the policies as well, so that there then creates a culture in that preventative way. And also that there are screenings in place, screening where people who are able to reach out and say, and managers are able to then say, look, how are you feeling? This is what I've noticed, and there's adequate signposting, and that the services are there, because it's great if you can signpost, but if the service isn't there, then that's really difficult, and that staff don't have to go to those services in their own time, that's part of their shift.